Hey guys, watch this video till the end. We need your engagement to strengthen our community. So please do subscribe. This motivates us to grow. Thanks for watching.
Being born a husky sounds incredible. You look like a wolf. People stop and stare when you walk by. Children point at you. Strangers take pictures of you. Some people spend years dreaming about owning a dog that looks exactly like you. Sounds pretty lucky. Unfortunately, almost nobody wants the life you were actually built for. Because while people see a beautiful dog, they don't see what you are. You weren't created for living rooms. You weren't created for tiny backyards. You weren't created for lazy afternoons on the couch. You were built for frozen wilderness, for endless movement, for running so far that the horizon changes before you stop. The problem? Very few huskies ever get that life. Instead, you're born with the instincts of an explorer, then handed the life of a house pet. And that mismatch is about to create almost every problem you'll face. But you don't know that yet. Right now, you're just a puppy, and life still feels perfect. The world is warm, safe, quiet. You sleep beside your brothers and sisters without a single worry. Nothing hurts. Nothing feels wrong. Life is simple. But outside the room, your future is already being decided. Someone sees your photo online. Maybe it's your bright blue eyes. Maybe it's the wolf-like face. Maybe it's the dream of owning a dog that looks wild. Whatever the reason, they fall in love instantly. A few weeks later, you're heading home. New smells, new people, new adventures. Everything feels exciting. The house is huge. The toys are endless. The attention never stops. At first, it feels like you've won the lottery. But then something strange happens. Your instincts start waking up. You want to explore. You want to chase. You want to run. Not for 10 minutes, not for 30 minutes, for hours. Because deep inside your brain, there are instincts that still remember a life your owners have never experienced. And soon, those instincts are going to collide with reality. At first, your family thinks you're energetic. Then they think you're very energetic. Then they start realizing something. No matter how much exercise you get, you still want more. The walk ends, you keep going. The game ends, you keep going. Everyone sits down to relax. You're finally getting warmed up. This is where things start getting difficult because your body keeps asking for a life that no longer exists.
You weren't built to circle the same block every day. You were built to travel, to move, to explore, to wake up every morning and cover miles of open land. Instead, you're staring at the same fence, the same walls, the same backyard, day after day. The worst part? Nobody can explain this to you. You just know something feels missing. And when that feeling grows strong enough, you start looking for a way out.
People say huskies love escaping. That makes it sound like a bad habit. For you, it feels more like a calling. Every gate becomes a challenge. Every fence becomes a question. What's on the other side? You dig, you climb, you squeeze through spaces that shouldn't be possible. Not because you hate your family, not because you're unhappy.
Because something inside you keeps whispering, keep going, keep exploring, keep moving. The same instinct that once helped your ancestors survive now turns your backyard into a prison. And every successful escape makes the urge even stronger. Unfortunately, eventually life introduces another problem. One that no amount of running can solve.
People think your biggest challenge is exercise. Reality, it's expectations. Because many people don't buy a husky. They buy an idea. The idea of a husky. The beautiful eyes, the wolf-like appearance, the social media photos. the attention. Then reality arrives. The shedding, the stubbornness, the endless energy, the independence, the constant need for stimulation. And suddenly, the dog they imagined doesn't match the dog they brought home. The saddest part? You're not doing anything wrong. You're being exactly what you were born to be. But sometimes, being yourself becomes the problem. And unfortunately, life still has one final betrayal waiting.
You were born for winter, for snow, for frozen lakes, for icy wind. Your coat, your body, your instincts, everything about you says cold. Yet many Huskies spend their entire lives somewhere hot, somewhere your ancestors would never have chosen to live. The world tells you to slow down, hide from the heat, stay inside, avoid the sun. Meanwhile, every instinct inside you is screaming to run, to move, to explore, to be what you were designed to be.
This is the curse of being a Husky. Not that you're broken, not that you're difficult, not that you're too much. It's that you were built for one world and born into another. And no matter how much your family loves you, they can never completely erase that gap. They can only try to make it smaller. And if they're good owners, they do. Because despite everything, despite every challenge, you still give them your entire heart. So, does it suck to be born a Husky? Sometimes. You spend your entire life wanting more space than the world is willing to give you. You spend years feeling instincts that most people don't understand. You run when others want to rest. You explore when others want to stay put. You challenge fences, challenge routines, challenge expectations. And sometimes you challenge the patience of the people who love you most. That's the difficult part. But it isn't the whole story, because every once in a while, something wonderful happens. A family decides you're worth understanding. They wake up early for longer walks. They take you hiking. They let you run. They bring you on road trips, camping trips, snowy adventures. They stop trying to turn you into a different dog and start learning how to live with the dog you already are. For the first time, the world feels a little bigger. Years pass. The endless energy that once drove everyone crazy starts slowing down. The leash pulls less. The escapes become memories. The wild look in your eyes softens. One day, you choose to lie beside your family instead of searching for the next adventure. And nobody realizes it at first, because it happens so gradually. The puppy who couldn't sit still has become an old friend. The explorer is tired. The runner is slowing down.
And suddenly, the people who spent years trying to keep up with you wish they could have just one more walk, one more hike, one more adventure. That's the strange thing about being a Husky. The very traits that make life difficult are often the same traits people end up loving the most. So yes, being born a Husky can be frustrating. You were built for a world that barely exists anymore. But if you're lucky, you find people willing to meet you halfway. And if they do, you give them something unforgettable. A life full of stories, a life full of chaos, a life full of adventure, and a friendship they'll never stop missing.
If you've ever owned a Husky, what was the most Husky thing they ever did? Did they escape? Destroy something? Take you on an adventure you never planned? Or make you laugh at the exact moment you were ready to lose your mind? Tell us their story in the comments below, because every Husky owner has at least one story they'll never forget.
Hey guys, if you have landed onto this part and this is the end of the video, I want you to please subscribe to our channel, which is Pawer. Please do subscribe to our channel. This would motivate us to provide more education to you over the dog community.